A new record has been set for the OCR region. The first plot of GLS in BAYSHORE has been concluded, and I can tell you, it is not cheap. Now, the site drew 8 bids with a starting price of 1022 per square foot per plot ratio, unfortunately, for my champion EOK developers in there. They probably thought they can do another low bid like they managed to hit jackpot with their EOK site, but sorry bro, because the highest bidder is about 36% higher with a winning bid of 1388 per square foot per plot ratio. Now, if plus minus all the costs here and there, you should see a starting from price of 27 to 28 per square foot.
这个社会已经成何体统?
Now, to put it into context, this is about the same land cost as the One Reina Gardens or even the Holland Drive GLS.
Huh?
But is it that expensive? Because it is after all located right in front of BAYSHORE MRT and fronting the sea and have a whole lot of things going on in that neighborhood that should be quite exciting in the coming years. I mean, I'm also a fan of the area because I've always loved Costa del Sol a lot. It is in the part of East Coast that is more peaceful in my opinion, and the part of East Coast part that I absolutely have a preference over. So for all its beauty and allure, expensive or not? Well, Costa del Sol is the second newest in the area, and on paper it is already 27 years old and they are already trading between 1,900 to 2,100 per square foot. The newest of course is Seaside Residence, which easily hits 24 to 25 per square foot. So although 2,700 per square foot sounds shocking for a brand new development in the OCR, it is not too expensive. Just that the news is quite baity when you say, hey, we already hit 2,700 per square foot for OCR property, when the reality is that it feels more like a RCR than anything else. 10% premium over a 8-year-old Seaside Residences by the time it hits 2029 or 2030, okay leh. But although I don't find it that expensive for a location like BAYSHORE alone, what kind of repercussions will have it for the rest of Singapore? Firstly, the owners at Costa del Sol and Seaside, and even the rest of the older developments like Mandarin Gardens, the BAYSHORE and BAYSHORE Park will try their best to adjust their price upwards to kind of chase what's going on. So it will definitely have an impact on resale prices in that area. Okay, that itself has a lagging effect. Now think about it, if a brand new car price has just increased, then the second-hand resale prices will definitely inch upwards lah. But even if the prices are not cheap here at this BAYSHORE plot, it will definitely sell very well or sell out in my opinion, because the demand for properties in this neighborhood is crazy, and that's just from a resale perspective. And you add the fact that the area has very limited new properties, confirm jia. Okay, all we need to wait for is to see how the quality pans out, since we agak-agak know the price and exit strategy. Since price is about one of the only few metrics that we gotta monitor, once the quality and exit clears, the price is the only matrix that will change over time. Disclaimer, whatever I share does not constitute financial advice. It is solely based on my opinion on what is right or wrong. So please do your own due diligence. If you're liking the content so far, please hit the like and subscribe button, as your simple gesture will help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you are interested to find out more about property related matters, please find all the social media handles I am on, or you can just directly reach out to me on WhatsApp. Separately, I have also set up a Telegram group at the start of the year so that we can have a discussion that we as agents are not allowed to do so online, which is to talk. So if you are interested to get into a community that talks about everything under the sun about property, please scan the QR code, or for the boomers out there, I have pasted the link in my description. We're going to close the group invitation in probably a month or 2 times, so head over and I will see you there. Now back to the video. So the prices will determine how safe you are. And to illustrate this example, and since most of our members in the Telegram group community has requested, and I will gladly oblige, and that is to talk about sub-sale options for the year 2025 to 2026 and see if there are pocket of opportunities for us to buy that might be better off than buying a new launcher. Okay, so I want to apologize first in advance, just in case I miss a few along the way that completes in these 2 years. For argument's sake, I'm not going to talk about every single development that's going to TOP in 2025 or 2026, because truth be told, what's there to talk about those 3 ones? So I will classify them into 2 categories without factoring price, purely from an exit strategy and quality. So the first category, I'll lump it up together. Number 1, I have Sanctuary at Newton. I think it's called Ikigai.
Ikigai. Ikigai.
Enchante, Klim, Landmark, Hill House, One Burnham. Well, this category all belongs to...
Brother, what's that?
Now, second category, there is a mix of OCR, RCR and CCR here. This category, I will classify it as something that you can pay close attention, and I believe the demand will be moderate to very healthy.
Nice.
So let's start with the OCR ones first. Number 1 and number 2, is it called Cynica or Cynica? I don't know. And Sky Eden. Actually, I'm very mixed on this one because I'm very tempted to throw these two in the previous category. But I know this part of Bedok will still have some sort of demand, but since I comment from a quality and exit point of view, I think this barely checks out. Okay, same for Cynica or Scanica or whatever it is. All the attributes are good, but the area has quite a fair bit of supply without having much going on, and even though we are on top of the MRT, I just don't fancy this one. Yeah, this is, we rank it not very good, but okay. Number 3, Lento Modern. Now, can you imagine almost 3 years has passed and the first batch of sub-sales will likely take place soon for the Lento transformation or Lento Township. I believe there's going to be a lot of inquiries on units there as the convenience it brings, and the fact that Guacoland is the developer is going to mean a lot of things. For those who can't wait for the others to TOP, these will likely be top choice, and rightfully so since everything is at doorstep. Now, the opportunity should come if you can get your hands on some owners who might want to wish to exit earlier before TOP. We call them the paper hands, the opposite of diamond hands. There will definitely be paper hands. You just need to go searching for one, because if you don't like the north area, then the integrated development in the east will definitely interest you, which brings me to number 4, Pasir Ris 8, which is what we're talking about. And given what's going on at Parktown and whatnot ever, 2,000 per square foot suddenly don't look too expensive, right? So the difference between this and Parktown, well, Pasir Ris has more history, while the Parktown area is a relatively new township, although it's part of Tampines. So for those who want to move in soon, this is your chance to get into it, although I expect more diamond hands here. People will hold it close to them due to what's going on in around the area. Because I like Pasir Ris 8, similar to Lento Modern, and because the launch of Pasir Ris 8 was earlier, there are pretty huge margins for some owners, giving them more room to exit faster than usual. So both are quite good level, okay? Quite good. Slightly further down is also the AMO Residences that everyone seems to have forgotten, but I believe the demand for it is going to be amazing. Let me remind you, it is about one of only few developments that are 1 km within St. Nicholas Girls' School and Aitong, which is a huge pool. And given what's happening at Lento area, and with some selling at 2,400 per square foot, I think this will easily trend around 2,425 per square foot. Now, the quality of it is also pretty good for a mid-sized development that boasts an unblocked view on the northern side and a potentially blocked view on the southern side in time to come, I don't know. But the search for this property will be off the road given how Panorama is already transacting close to 2,100 per square foot. So this is very good, in my opinion, very good. Right. Next, Water Gardens and Commodore. It is in an area that has plenty of EC. So buying into this development was a challenge for most, but the quality is here for everyone to see. Now, the facade, the facing, the finishing is definitely on a different level. So if you're someone who is particular about budget, then these two might not be the one for you. But if you're someone mindful about getting something very solid, these two projects did not disappoint. Again, just don't overpay in my opinion. Otherwise, it might be a dilemma down the road. But this is okay, good. Next up, Botany. I feel location is a bit nah. Layouts are the typical traits of a Simnam project. Very efficient. Price point was also okay. Outlook looks very normal. Convenience is a bit of an issue, but at least your daily necessities are covered by Davy Farm Residences. The commute by car is actually very easy. I feel that the layout will be key selling point in time to come, but you shouldn't expect much sub-sale activities as most owners actually haven't crossed SSD. So this is, to me, okay, good. And beyond that, we start looking at city fringe properties. First up, we have Penrose, which saw massive profits for most owners. Part of the reason why this is possible because back in the COVID period, this is really something that was trading at close to resale prices or rather as compared to Sims Urban Oasis. Now, I personally absolutely hate the area, but you can't ignore the fact that it is still, after all, a city fringe project that is selling at the OCR price back then. and for a decent development overall, right? So fast forward today, the RCR location and the lack of options is still what is driving prices here. On similar wavelength and for someone waiting for a brand new property, the lack of options in this segment is the selling point. So just don't overpay, huh? So for Penrose, I think it's okay good. Then closer to the MRT and malls, we get Pickle Grand, the integrated development that is at Farrer Park. It is after all a pretty sizable plot that has everything at doorstep, so it's quite hard to ignore for those looking for both convenience and a central location all in one. Like every other mixed and integrated development, the demand is going to be there, so this is quite good, okay? Next up, District 15, live at MB. Truth be told, this is one of the better qualities in the entire East area. The location is also pretty good too, with good views. I mean, it's off Mayor Road. Not exactly Mayor Road, but very close to Mayor Road. Good layouts, not too expensive when it was first launched. Only thing that isn't perfect about it is that, of course, it is a leasehold sitting among freehold. Other than that, I love everything about what Bukit Sembawang did for this, and I think if you can get a good price here that still falls slightly short of its freehold counterparts, this is something you can seriously consider for own use. So this to me is very, very good. Okay. Up next, Tambusulu Grand, the one burger that decides to build super fast. Our dear friend here launched only like a few months before Continuum, and now close to only 2 years, they are already probably going to TOP soon while Continuum is still on the ground or just started foundation. The location is pretty darn good, but the case of EOK really undercut them quite some bit. Still, it's a proper CDR project with the exception of some obvious flaw like the multi-story car park. Other than that, I think District 15 with proper land size shouldn't fare too badly in time to come. Just that, like Pine Tree Hill, you kind of feel like it got undercut a little bit by Nava Grove or EOK. So anyway, Tambusulu Grand now is okay, quite okay. Which brings me to the next one, of course, my Pine Tree Hill. Same thing, developers like macam Jiawan suddenly built them fast. I keep receiving notice to pay for more and more installment. It's quite shag. Although I still think Nava Grove is built better than Pine Tree Hill, it is still a fantastic development. And like every development, there are some units that I'm very careful about and some I'm very bullish. But because it's building so fast, I think the slight advantage is that you might attract people who can't wait for Nava Grove, and the Henry Park effect will help its cost slightly. So for those looking to move quickly into an atas looking development that is in a pretty upmarket neighborhood without burning a hole in your pocket, I expect this to be under your radar as there are a few unit types that are stuck out there, likely under TOP. This is very good. Of course, I have to say that, talking about Pine Tree Hill or no. Now we move to the CCR region. First one on the list, Park Nova at Tomlinson Road. I know most of you guys will put it as a development under the first category, but hear me out, the overall quality and prestige that Park Nova exudes is on another level. It's meant to cater to the ultra high net worth, but unfortunately it's also catered to a lot of dirty money. And most of the units transacted between 4,004 to 5,000 per square foot, but there was a couple of deals at the tail end of the sales that Shuntak decided to slash prices for their remaining units at around 3,200 to 3,500 per square foot to avoid ABSD. Now this group of people are the lucky few one that I think just need to sell at other levels, entry price, and is money in the bag. So I think this is a okay to very good depending on what price you get. Second one, Perfect 10 along Stevens Road. Okay, this is definitely one of the most atas looking development in the entire neighborhood after Sion. Some of the 3 bedrooms are built with not 1 private lift, but 2 private lifts. Listen carefully, 2 private lifts. One with a half-glass window for you to look out towards the area like how the Pan Pacific leaves are, and the other one a proper enclosed one. The gold trimming, the quality, the lobby, the function room, the damn thought process to make sure there's a good setback between the road and the development speaks a lot about the efforts being made into giving you a development like what Perfect 10 is. So if you're a kiasu parent like me, wanting to buy something that isn't too expensive from an entry-level point of view, you'll almost certainly consider this as ACS marker and S. So that's all about what we have for the developments that were TOP in the year itself and next. Some of them I don't even want to waste time talking about it, but those that I have expanded upon, they are projects that I believe will see moderate to healthy demand. Always remember this one thing, when you buy into a new launch, the quality and exit strategy will more or less always stay the same. Well, that is the constant. But the only non-constant is price. So your price will ultimately determine whether it's worthwhile to look at it or not, because your risk moves upwards and downwards according to price. As the new launches options dwindles, you will slowly see yourself exposed to more of these upsale options. It is not something to be afraid of. You should be afraid of only if you do not do enough homework. But if you do enough research as how I've been doing, if you missed the video of me talking about it, please check out the link in my description. Then you are able to make a very informed decision. Don't be alarmed by the record price for the BAYSHORE plot. It is not reflective of what the actual demand is for those who are not familiar. Don't listen to your agent telling you that if a OCR can sell at 2,728 per square foot, that everything else is cheap. Okay, this OCR is not any other OCR, it is the BAYSHORE. But it could also be a start of the shift in land cost, which has been trading lower or sideways for the past year. So just don't try to be God and time the market. Just buy the right property and of course at the right price.